I thought I'd make a quick video showing if anybody has, I believe, either a CB7 or a CB9 or a 1990 through 93 Honda Accord, how to install 6.5-inch speakers in the front doors. Now, I believe if you have an LX or a DX model, they have different speaker sizes on the inside of the doors, and I think these range between somewhere between like 6.5 to 5.25 and 4-inch speakers in the front doors, but I'll show you what it's like on an LX or DX. Once you get this door panel off, on the inside you'll get something like this, and it'll have this plastic thing sitting in there, and then the stock speaker will be in there like that. Once you take the stock speaker out, then you have this kind of like plastic basket, and from what I saw, these are some 6.5-inch speakers here. These do not fit in this basket, even if the magnet on the back wasn't so big. Like, they don't really want to rest inside of that ring. Maybe like if you get a different type of 6.5-inch speaker, it might fit inside this ring. But for me, the edges, this rim is just a little too big, so I'm gonna have to cut this piece of plastic, and the magnet on the back of this is too it's too large, so it actually, I rolled the windows down just to make sure that I couldn't just take the speaker and just mount it directly against the metal. That magnet's too big and it hits the window down in there. I rolled the window down just to make sure. If you get a really shallow speaker, you could probably just mount it straight to the metal there, and that would work just fine. Again though, like mine, the edge is just a little too small, and you can see that hole isn't quite round. It's like it flattens out here and here, so you'd have to like cut this just to be a little bit more round, and maybe like use some self-tapping screws to get that in there. But what I'm gonna do for my installation, because the magnet's so deep, I'm gonna mount it to this plastic thing, which will like space it out a little more. And I'm gonna cut away this plastic, and I'll show you what it looks like after I cut it. See here, I cut the this inner basket out of there, and now I'm starting to cut this like inner ring out of here. So now it just leaves this sort of outer plastic ring. So you can see there's two kind of levels to it, and I'm trying to take out the middle part so that the edge of the speaker will sit on this outer ring, and then this inner ring where it's hitting, I'm gonna just kind of saw that away and try it that way. Okay, here's what I ended up with. As you can see, I cut out most of the plastic, just leaving that outer ring there, just for the speaker to sit on top of something. And you can see when I put these together now it fits on there nice and flush, even with this speaker that's way too big. Now it all the way around, it's sitting on that lip, and then when I go to install it, it's sitting right up against those screw holes there, nice and flat, and the magnet isn't touching the window, and this isn't sticking out too far. So this is basically to show that, like, in a worst case scenario, if you got like a 6.5-inch speaker where the lip isn't very big and the magnet sticks out really far, you could still get it in there if you cut this ring. If you cut this ring down and just use it kind of as like a spacer. And what you could do is, after, like, I could screw that ring back on there using the stock screws, and then when I go to put this speaker in, I could just use some self-tappers right into the metal here, just to hold the speaker to the actual door, and then this is just working as a gasket now. But anyway, yep, that's it. If you have an Accord LX or DX, and it has these plastic rings inside the door, you can use a pretty big 6.5-inch speaker in there, and it will fit. You just need a Dremel, and you got to cut it out, but it'll work.